Hello, our fourth art history class is on Nike, the goddess of victory, and her representation in Greek art. Hope you like it.
In ancient Greece, Nike was the goddess that personified victory. She was well known for her strength and speed. No wonder she was sister of Kratos, which means strength, Bia, which means force, and Zealous, which means zeal. As you see here, Nike had wonderful wings, which allowed her to fly around to reward the victors with glory and fame, which was symbolized by a wreath of laurel leaves. Sculptures of Nike were very common in ancient Greece. She was often represented in miniature figurines, like this one in bronze here. And you can see that the wide open wings, as well as the bent knees, show how fast she's flying away. After all, she needs to crown her next victor. And here's another statuette of Nike. Perhaps this time the movement is less violent, but still the folds in her garments show that they're very light and that she's flying against the wind. And Nike was also a common topic, a common subject to be depicted on Greek vases as well. Here she's meeting with her grandfather, Poseidon himself. But perhaps the most celebrated representations of Nike were as part of the wonderful 5th century statues of Athena in the Parthenon and of Zeus in the Temple of Zeus at Olympia. This is the statue of Athena. It's huge. See how big it is compared to the man standing at her feet. It was made of wood, ivory, and gold, and she's holding a small Nike in her right hand. And similarly, our Zeus at Olympia also is holding a statuette of Nike in his hand. Perhaps she's here even more important because, as you probably remember, Olympia is where the Greeks would organize their games and competitions, and Nike needed to, go to the victors and give them the wreath. And now I want to show you the oldest surviving sculpture of Nike and have a look at the fact that the sculptor wanted to show that she's moving fast and she's flying. However, he isn't able to give her any grace or smoothness of movement, and the knees are bent, creating very sharp angles. And to finish, let's compare the kind of stiffness of the Nike that you just saw with the graceful balance of this Nike here, the famous Nike of Samothrace, now at the Louvre. It's surely one of the most celebrated sculptures of the ancient world, and it's truly beautiful. It was created to not only honor the goddess, but also to commemorate probably a naval battle. We're not sure about the specific date of the statue or what battle she's commemorating, but we can see that this beautiful statue conveys a sense of action and triumph. Especially the flowing drapery is a masterpiece. It seems like the goddess is descending from the skies and is going towards a triumphant fleet, and she's about to land on the prow of their ship. And this is the end of our fourth art history class on Nike and the representation of victory in Greek art.